What's going on, Jets fans and NFL fans? Two things have happened in recent weeks in the NFL that people cannot handle. Number one, a coach got hired that maybe shouldn't have, didn't deserve it. And number two, a young quarterback is improving and adding value to his football team in a non-traditional way. People can't handle either of these things, including Joy Taylor and LeSean McCoy. Let's first start with Jeff Saturday. Call him Jeff Sunday now, 1-0. And he got the gig after a dumpster fire start to the Indianapolis Colts season led to the firing of Frank Reich. Brought in Matt Ryan, wasn't working out. Just an out-and-out disappointment from the Indianapolis Colts to start their season. They move on from Reich. And what do? Well, owner Jim Irsay goes out and he brings in Jeff Saturday, whose only coaching experience to that point was at the high school level. And that led to outcries. It's not fair. It's nepotism. It's all rigged. Including this take from the one, the only Joy Taylor. Let's take a listen.
Whether Jeff Saturday is successful or not does not diminish the fact that the way he got this job was ridiculous and embarrassing and disrespectful to everyone else in the organization. Everyone doesn't feel great about this hire in the organization. What it says to everyone around the NFL, by the way, not just in-house, is that your hard work doesn't matter. What you put in doesn't matter. You could show up every day. You could get here early. You could leave late. You could put in years, blood, sweat, and tears. And if I have a better relationship with this guy, he's going to get the job over you. Remember that.
I like Joy Taylor. And I think it's really ironic that this is coming from Joy Taylor. Now, in terms of Rooney Rule implications when a coach's change is made in the offseason, I think there's definitely some legitimate conversations to be had there. But in terms of Joy Taylor pointing out that it doesn't matter how hard you work at all, I'm just going to go ahead and pick somebody that I have a relationship with. Joy, breaking news. It helps to have connections. Now, Joy Taylor, I believe, is a phenomenal analyst. I like her a lot. I listen to Colin Cowherd. I do. I know at least once a week he says something completely idiotic, but I think he's a really talented sports voice. And Joy Taylor, co-hosting that show, does a phenomenal job. In all her guest appearances I've seen, I've liked a lot of what Joy Taylor has had to say. And I also have a hard time believing that Joy Taylor getting her start in broadcasting in the city of Miami, where her brother became an NFL Hall of Fame player, I have a hard time believing that there is no connection between those two things. Right? That helped. That helped Joy Taylor get started, get her foot in the door, get her name, get her brand out there. But is that why Joy Taylor is still around? Is that why Joy Taylor is still a co-host on one of the biggest sports talk radio shows in the world? No, it's not. It's because Joy Taylor had the hard work and the dedication to stick around and to make a name for herself. She's phenomenal. But would she have got there without that connection of having a Hall of Fame brother? I don't know. And maybe the same will be said for Jeff Saturday. Maybe he got a leg up on a lot of other people who, at that time, had a better resume, at that time were objectively more qualified, and maybe he got a leg up because he knew somebody. But maybe, just like Joy Taylor, Jeff Saturday will be dedicated, talented enough to hang around. We'll see. You know, it's easier for us to say this from the outside looking in. But we have to ask ourselves, if you're Jim Irsay and you're Jeff Saturday, what would you do differently? Jim Irsay was in absolute turmoil. He hit the panic button and he called somebody he trusts. That's what I do. That's what I do when I'm in turmoil. I grab my phone. And who do I call? Do I call the most objectively qualified person to give me the advice on the subject I'm going through? No, I call my mom. My mom's a hot mess sometimes. But in times of panic, we go to people we trust. That's what Jim Irsay did. And would you do any differently? Are you sure you would do any differently? I'm not sure I would. If I needed somebody to come steady the ship that was sinking on my franchise. And in terms of Jeff Saturday, what is he supposed to do? Say, no, thanks, I don't want the gig? Is that what you would do? If someone gave you an amazing job opportunity, would you be noble and take the high road and say, no, I'm going to decline, go ahead and give it to somebody else more qualified? I have a hard time believing that I would do that in the same circumstances Jeff Saturday. So we'll see. The NFL has a lot of work to do in making sure that the opportunities for coaches is reflecting the demographics of the players. Obviously, there's still a lot of work to be done with women. There's groundbreaking news, and in that department every single year it gets better and better. Sure. But this individual hire, I have a hard time crying over it because I don't know if I was in either of the man's shoes who made the decision to offer and accept the job, I would do anything differently. So Joy Taylor, I respectfully disagree. Now let's move to this. LeSean McCoy. He was out there and he had some things to say about Justin Fields. Critical. If they can't run the football, he can't throw. Right? That was the big headline. He can't throw. And Justin Fields, the first month of the season, guess what? He could not throw. He couldn't. The first month of the season, I was like, oh my goodness, this looks bad. He looked like the worst starting quarterback in the NFL by far. Now you have some Bears fans who are saying, oh, he's top 10 cover of Madden. Yeah, the Bears fans, they're going to take it and run with it far in the other direction. But the number one comment I see on social media in regards to Justin Fields is, oh yeah, he's a great running back. And that is the laziest piece of analyst I've ever seen. And I got to be honest, as a Jets fan, it's mostly coming from teams with other young quarterbacks who can't fathom another young quarterback having success. As a Jets fan, I don't have any reason to root against Justin Fields. There's a world in which both Justin Fields and my team's quarterback, Zach Wilson, are the guy. So I don't need to close my eyes and ears and pretend that what Justin Fields is doing isn't impressive and pretend that if I wasn't a Bears fan, I would be excited. Of course I would. Of course I would. And the idea that, oh, he's a great running back. It's the dumbest thing in the world. You know what you have if you don't have a mobile quarterback? You have Matt Ryan, and you can't compete. The labeling and putting athletes into boxes it's so tired. You see it in other sports, in basketball. Oh, Steph Curry. Well, he's not a true point guard. No, but he's the most valuable one of the most valuable offensive players I've ever seen. Now, is Justin Fields the counterpart to Steph Curry in his craft? No. Of course not. But the point stands that I don't care what you want to call Justin Fields. The point is, out of all the young quarterbacks taken in that draft at this very moment, he is inarguably the most valuable and dangerous offensive weapon. Yards are yards, and points are points. The kid is like top 7 in the NFL in rushing yards as a quarterback. And he has improved significantly as a passer. Are they asking him to throw a lot? No. But he's doubled his QBR. He's inverted his touchdown to interception ratio. He's made tremendous improvements. Now, is Justin Fields going to eventually make the adjustment for when teams, stack the box, and eventually you're going to have to progress as a passer. Eventually you're going to have to throw more than 150 yards a game to be a long-time franchise quarterback in the NFL. But wouldn't you rather have both? Like, all these young quarterbacks are still progressing and developing as passers. Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson and Mac Jones are not lighting it up as passers. But the biggest difference is Justin Fields is going out there and breaking Michael Vick rushing records. And now we're holding that against him and pretending like that's a bad thing. It's absolute lunacy of the highest order. It really, really is. And how much his mobility is going to open up opportunities for his arm and for his teammates is going to show. And in terms of the longevity, oh, you can't last like that running around. If you can get Justin Fields to be a dynamic, explosive offensive weapon for 8 years, or you can have Mac Jones doing check down Mac for 12, 15, which one are you taking? Hopefully my guy, Zach Wilson, is a little bit in the middle and does the best of both worlds. We'll see. But Justin Fields has made tremendous strides as a passer, and his ability to run is a valuable weapon, however you want to label the kid. That's my 2 cents on 2 of the biggest topics in the NFL. But what the hell do I know? We'll talk ball soon.